If you're hearing this, thank you for listening to another edition of It's a Stream of Life podcast with Brandon and Lorin. Today we'll review the last episodes of Netflix's Stranger Things and preview our most anticipated titles for the first quarter of 2026. But first, how is your week going so far?
Not so bad. I'm still kind of thrown off on dates and days. I feel like I need one more week of the new year and I'll be all caught up. But yeah, other than that, not too bad. Just kind of tired of this weather jumping around.
Yeah, I either want winter or spring.
Right, like get it together.
The things is very confusing.
Right.
Um, since we are in the throes of award season, which will culminate in the Academy Awards in March, we're going to go ahead and talk about the award show. Recently, for our headline portion, the 83rd Annual Golden Globes took
Yep.
place on Sunday, hosted by Nikki Glazer, who did a remarkable job. She's really good at that. She knows how to keep the audience engaged. She
Right.
keeps the jokes light, but also funny and pointed at those in the audience. She's not boring and she's not like Ricky Gervais or whatever. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I thought she did a great job. What did you think about the ceremony overall?
I thought it was pretty good. I'll be honest. I don't always watch the Golden Globes. I usually do the Emmys and the Oscars but no, I thought it was good. Everybody looked good and um, I think there were a few surprises in terms of winners and whatnot. But yeah, no, I thought it was good. It just one thing, it feels so weird in the time that we're in terms of like America and politics to like be watching these shows, but I guess you got to enjoy something. So it feels
Yeah, it feels very strange, especially when none of them are saying anything
exactly
about it.
right.
I know there were select attendees who were wearing certain pins that
Yeah,
had Be Good or Ice Out on them in a campaign by the ACLU to advocate against ICE in honor of Renee Good and Keith
right.
Porter that were murdered by ICE. But other than that, it was mute. Jean
Yeah,
Smart alluded to something I guess she had said on the red carpet because she was wearing a pin, and Mark Ruffalo didn't win, so he didn't get on stage. But as
exactly.
my to my knowledge, every person he talked on the red carpet, he redirected the conversation to ICE in the current state of
Yeah,
the country. So kudos to him. But yeah, the ceremony was good. It's always long. They were on
right.
time, but it's definitely long. And they even removed airing the best original score portion to cut time,
Wow.
evidently. So people were kind of upset about that. But major winners here. Of course, the first winner of the evening was Tiana Taylor for Best Supporting Actress in a Film for One Battle After Another. She was good in the movie. You can have issues with her character's actions, but she performed it well, which is
Yeah,
why she got the award. We saw Stellan Skarsgård win. I think surprised him. I don't think he was expecting
yeah, probably
to
not.
win that at all. Um, on the TV side, very much repetitive of the Emmys. Noah Wiley, Gene Smart,
Yeah.
the cast of Adolescents, adolescents in general. Um, they have the new podcast category, which
Yeah.
okay,
So yeah, nobody cares. And then unfortunately I read something by Megan Kelly. She came out and said that she didn't even enter herself. It's like, so why are you commenting? If you didn't
she's
submit
such a
yourself,
hater. Like
just
just
be quiet.
hating because
Right.
someone want. I just don't understand. I don't
No.
understand. It's
It was very
pure
weird.
hateration from her corner. Um, again with the TV repetitive, you have the studio, Seth Rogen, winning for comedy, which I still need to watch,
Yeah.
evidently. In the film side, there were some prizes. Rose Byrne won for Best Actress
Yeah.
for musical comedy. And Jessie Buckley, of course, she was sort of like the front runner. She won for Best Actress for Drama for Hamnet. And then, of course, the real battle was between One Battle After Another and Screen and Sinners,
Yeah.
with them sort of being the front runners in the total award season. One Battle After Another got screenplay, supporting actress, and best director, while Sinners got score. Uh, I think that was it.
Yeah, they didn't win
Oh, and
many.
cinematic box office achievement, which is
Uh,
basically a pat on the
yeah,
back.
I was just about to say it sounds like a pat on the back.
Yeah, so we still have the SAG to go forward, but it looks like Paul Thomas Anderson's kind of coming up on top. I enjoyed the movie, but I just don't feel it was better than Sinners.
Yeah.
Some people feel that One Battle After Another was a better film altogether, but
I,
I don't
I
know.
th- Unfortunately, I think the thing that hurts Sinners is that it is technically horror, which we should
Yeah,
be past that. But like, um, but yeah, I think the Oscars will come down to Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. I can't see anybody really.
at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, people are forgetting that Sinners is a horror movie. We saw
right.
how The Substance was sort of knocked down a peg for
Exactly.
Honora. Um, and the same thing with Us. So yeah, it's complicated there. But best drama film went to Hamnet,
Mm-hmm.
which was kind of surprising, but not really when you think about how the movie has gotten momentum, but word of
Exactly.
mouth. And I thought Chloe Zhao's speech was beautiful. Um, and she acknowledged Coogler because I believe they're good friends.
Yeah.
So that was a nice moment. Overall, like I said, it was a pretty good ceremony. I did not like the commentating from the ET
Yeah.
guy and the guy from Variety. It wasn't good.
No. Yeah, some things I guess they have to try out, but that one doesn't need to come back. That
It
was
was
not good.
weird. Like they were really annoying. They weren't funny. It was just off-putting. Um, and then another moment I like Ricky Gervais winning for stand-up comedy performance,
Yeah.
and one of the sites accepting on his behalf in honor of trans people and thanking God. That was hilarious. That whole bit with her presentation was really funny.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, those were the Golden Globes. We have the SAGs or the excuse me the Actor Awards that'll be coming on Netflix. Um, and the BAFTAs, of course, which kind of determines some things. It depends. But the
Yeah.
Oscars are March 15th on ABC. And now we will get into our feature presentation. Netflix Stranger Things ended this past year after 10 years
Woo.
and 5 seasons. Um, we started with Volume 1, which aired on the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We will now review Volume 2, which aired on Christmas Day, and the series finale, which aired on New Year's Eve. So, Volume 2, I know we were excited for Volume 1. What was your overall uh, perspective after watching the second volume?
A lot of people talked down about it, but I honestly didn't think it was that bad. It was there was a lot of talking, but they had to get through the story. But I didn't think it was that slow. And the parts with Max and not getting out of that damn other realm were very annoying because it's like you're right there, just do it. And then that whole situation. But yeah, honestly, no, I thought you needed it to build up to the final, and I thought it worked well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, it was decent. That Max Holly moment did feel sort of out of place because it kind of
Right.
stopped the momentum that they were having. Like, oh, we found the exit, and then just pausing to word vomit for 15 minutes was
Exactly.
strange. So where we left off, Volume 2 started with Shock Jock. They get the idea that if Will can access Vecna's powers, he can now do this to attack him. What's so strange than thinking that they were just going to kill Vecna
Yeah, they're just gonna
like
walk up
that?
on him. Yeah.
I short sighted. And then you also had a Max escape with escape from
Mhm.
Kamzataz. Did I say that right?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
Which had the moment with them standing there talking forever. But I really liked that episode. I
Yeah,
loved how they were traveling through Henry's memories, and then even Holly's memories
right.
of in his mind. Um, and Max's escape, of course, in the hospital when she gets back to her body was
Right.
very action centric. You had Miss Wheeler kind of stepping up, and we see where Nancy gets it.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
I thought that was a great scene. And then we have Holly escape, but unfortunately, her body is in
And yeah, the place still, yeah.
in the place in the abyss or whatever it's called. So Holly and Derek's Dilemma, I think, was sort of like a high point for
Yeah.
Volume Two. You had sort of like the cult perspective of Henry hypnotizing, grooming these kids into believing he was their savior.
Right.
And the way they turned on Holly, I thought was one of the most
Yeah.
darkest points of the whole series.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, because they were like, they were out to hurt her. Like it wasn't just, she did her own. She smacked the girl, but yeah, when they threw her down the steps, I was like, oh my God, like damn.
Yeah, I'm killer. Like it was
Yeah,
very violent,
right.
very violent.
It was a lot.
So I like that. And then you get to the bridge, which was sort of like the penultimate episode. Here you hear Kali, 11 sisters sort of give her ultimatum,
Yeah,
which in her sense, I know a lot of people were coming hard on her, saying that one, she was ruining the show, and two, she was sort of like inserting herself between Hopper and Elle. She had a point. This is
yeah,
a young woman who has lost everything, been captured and tortured, and knows the only way to really stop the violence and the scientists' experiments, all of it is to sort of just remove their access to them, to the powers, which is them. So I thought that was a poignant
yeah,
moment. And ultimately she was a better fighter than Elle. Like,
yeah. No, I'd agree too. But I also agree that when they did the whole review reveal, she's not who I expected to come back. So it did feel kind of just awkward in those early episodes when we find out that it's her.
yeah, yeah, it was a
Yeah,
big surprise.
yeah, as the episodes went on, we got closer to end. Yeah, I did think she had a good part.
And then of course Will's choice. This was sort of like the big debate in the bridge. Will finally comes out, and the way they tie it to their situation is, Vecna was pitting himself against himself,
Right.
more lies, more secrecy, and ultimately fear for him to be his full self and be able to do what he needs to do. Um, in retrospect, it makes sense. In the moment, it did feel a little out of place, especially with the entire cast there, when
Yeah.
it just felt not as poignant and intimate, I think, as you would think that sort of conversation would be.
Yeah, I agree. It was very awkward because they were just all sitting around looking at him, and then he struggles to get it out, and it's just like, what? Wait a second, what is this? Did we go into a different episode? Like,
Right. It felt very, very special episode Saved by the Bell.
right? Yeah,
And I guess that's what they're going for, given the 80s nostalgia. But I think you can make an 80s nostalgia product without writing like it's the 80s.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so that was
Because
volume two. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, no, we're good.
Yeah. That was volume two, which eventually ends with them coming to the idea that they've got to save the kids and kill Vecna, which brings
Right.
us to the right side up. This was the 2 hour finale. Um, we start with them getting to this other place, the abyss, because they discover that the upside down is only basically a black hole worm tunnel between their two worlds.
Right.
There's Earth, the upside down, and the abyss where Vecna is storing the kids. And they decide that they need to find Vecna, free the kids, and kill him, which was also like an ultimate action scene. You
Yeah,
have
it was a lot.
Nancy walking down Wheeler, baiting this creature, which I thought was a mind flayer. What is that? Was that not the mind flayer?
I thought it was too, but is there something different?
I thought the mind it was the mind flayer like in
Yeah,
flesh, not
yeah,
just like clouds. So I thought all that action sequences were great. Um, they could have left Mama Joyce at home.
Yes.
I don't know why she was there.
In the way.
And then she gets the final whatever. That was
Right.
okay, girl. But I thought all the action was great. And then of course in the real world, you've got Hopper L. Oh, before any of that, Hopper L and Callie were supposed to um do something at the military base. It's kind of slipping me,
Hmm.
but they get caught,
Yeah.
and I guess she had to die, but still her death felt very racist, which was
Yeah.
very 80s.
No, no,
Like
I
the
agree because that's what I'm saying. Like, they brought her back to die. It's like, really? Like, what are we
yeah,
doing? Like,
the
it was
only
what?
colored powered person.
Right.
Okay, girl.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. They kill her, and also not only does she die, but Hopper wasn't going to save her in the first place,
Yeah, no.
which was very strange. Kind of pissed me off. So yes, she dies. Elle gets to the abyss with the other folks. I thought the showdown was really good. Elle her powers versus Vecna's, and then Will's powers as well, interceding in there. They finally defeat Vecna, and that's when Joyce comes in with the hatchet for that long killing scene. It was
Yes.
sort of pivotal, kind of retracing all the pain and trauma he's caused. Um, they save the kids and get back to our world, only to be met by the inept military.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one thing I'll say about the finale, too long. Too long. When they killed Vecna, I paused it and looked, and we are still within the first hour. I was like, and so while everything after that kind of tied up loose ends, it also just seemed very extra. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
it was
if
unnecessary.
if we are gonna have an extra hour for that, I feel like cut that away and make the other episodes either longer and less of them or something. But yeah, just the finale really lost me. I was kind of like, well, I saw what I wanted to see. Why would I watch this next hour?
Right, right. Like the Zenith should have been the killing, and then
Right.
we could have just had our imagination fill in the blanks about how it was resolved. So of course we had the military. I don't know what they were going to do. Arrest them, kill
Yeah.
them. I don't know. But in order to defeat the military, Elle gets the idea like that she needs to sacrifice herself, like Callie said, and she vanquishes access to the Upside Down along with herself. Then we jump to like 18 months later, something like that, for the epilogue, which was way too long. It felt like
Yeah.
another episode. It's graduation day. Everyone's ready to walk um, with their gowns, except for Mike, who feels like since Elle's not there, he can't walk. Blah 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 blah. I thought the graduation scene was great. I thought Dustin's speech was good.
Yeah.
Um, Everything with the older folks felt weird.
Do you mean like
Um,
the adults or like the older kids? Because
Older kids.
yeah, because whatever they did to Robin, she was the worst character. She was so annoying in this last series. Not very well written, which is kind of a discredit to how talented Maya Hawke
My
is.
was, yeah. They
But
kind of leaned too much in her hilarious
yeah,
anxiousness rather than just like her personality. I don't know.
yeah,
But that whole scene on the rooftop felt very Brat Pack, Elmo's Fire, and it just, nobody
mhm,
cares.
yeah. It was too many 80s things thrown into one.
Yeah. I think we should have had the graduation scene and then the epilogue, which would have showed like Hopper
Yeah,
proposing, not the whole proposal, just seeing from him proposing, seeing the friends decide to meet back in Pennsylvania, wherever,
right.
and then the scene of them playing D&D. I thought that was the strongest moment of the epilogue.
No, I agree.
Writing
I agree.
wise, acting wise, you had uh, Mike, Will, Dustin, Lucas, and Max playing D&D. they're about to lose when Magical Mage appears, and basically they Mike gives a sense that this person who sacrificed so much happened to survive, which I thought was a great wink to Elle's trickery that were supposed to allegedly happen. She didn't, in fact, sacrifice herself, but her sister, in her
Right.
dying breath, created this illusion, and Elle escaped to the paradise with the three waterfalls. But yeah, the epilogue there with them ending the game and then the new kids taking it up after them was, I think the best part of the finale actually.
Yeah. No, I agree. It was I think it could have been better. There were strong points, but at the end it's just like I'm glad it's just wrapped up. We don't have to wait for any more updates and or
Right,
anything else. So
right. So
yeah.
overall, a good series.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um,
Definitely.
Unfortunately, it's not the end of the franchise. They're already planning a spinoff,
Oh
which
boy.
they said was alluded to in the finale. So I'm guessing it has something to do with Robin's uncle's basement in Philadelphia. That's the only thing I can think of, possibly. I don't know. But it won't have
Yeah.
any of the same characters. So,
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna have the same draw.
right. Also, they have an anime series coming out. I think it's just a
Oh
limited
wow.
series. It's supposed to be what's it called? Stranger Things Tales of 85. So I guess in the years between season one, season two, something like that, it tells what's transpired or something like that.
Okay.
But it's all cartoon,
Huh.
which you
That'd
can
be
do a lot
interesting.
more with that. Um, but yeah, that's Stranger Things, a nearly decade worth of storytelling that kind of took
Excuse me.
Netflix and the world by storm. So
Yeah, absolutely.
all right, and now we're going to go ahead and get into our quarter one preview. So this is where we look ahead at January, February, and March, our most anticipated titles in shows and movies. You can give up to three options, and we will start with January. Excuse me. One second. Pull on my list here. So in January, most of my shows have already started, but of course, I had The Pit on January 8th, second season of the Emmy winning medical series. On the 11th, this past Sunday, we had the fourth season of Industry on
Yeah.
HBO. And then the 27th, Disney Plus will release Wonder Man. This is the limited series starring Yahya Abdul Mateen II as Simon Williams, who is a struggling actor who wants to land the role in the latest superhero movie, but he's hiding the fact that he himself has superpowers. So,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Okay.
It's been a long time in the making. That was announced before the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's finally coming to screens. How about you?
Okay. For television, I have one that starts in a few days, the 15th, and this is Ponies, which is on Peacock, and this is about two secretaries who become CIA operatives as while they're working at the American Embassy in Moscow. So it's set in that area of the Cold War and before the fall of the Berlin Wall, I believe. So I think that would be pretty good. The second one I have is the A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which actually comes on this coming Sunday on HBO. And again, I didn't even know about this, but this is in the whole realm of Game of Thrones, I believe, and George R. R. Martin. So I'm literally going in blind. So I'll have to watch it and then come back and tell you what it's about. But I plan to check it out. And another one I saw was Agatha Christie's Seven Dials, and I believe this is on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not know who is behind it, but I love a mystery, so I will definitely be checking that out. Um, and that, if I'm not mistaken, is let me find the date real quick. That's the one I didn't write down. Is sometime soon. I know that it is this month though.
Yeah, I know they released a trailer, so it's coming soon.
Right. Yeah.
Movie wise, I want to see We Bury the Dead, starring Daisy, is it Ridley? Ridley?
Daisy Ridley. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, she plays a wife who is searching for her husband in the depths of a zombie apocalypse, and she
Okay.
joins a fleet of people that go out and bury the dead. So it's a horror film. It
Oh,
was released on the second, and then I also want to see Dead Man's Wire. This is releases the 16th, so this Friday, starring Bill Skarsgård in a true story set in Indianapolis, where disgruntled man takes hostage, I believe, is a bank
yeah.
executive, and he basically holds this conversation across the radio about this live hostage situation. So, really interested in that.
Yeah.
And Twinless finally comes to Hulu this Friday as well, starring Dylan O'Brien. This was a Sundance film from last year, but it got a lot of hype, so I'm interested in that. Any movies for you this month?
Yeah, for me, I have Dead Man's Wire as well, which, as somebody who is an Indianapolis native, I did not know of this story until last year when I think I first heard that this was being shot. So that would be very interesting. 28 years later, the Bone Temple, rather, there's already a sequel to 28 years later that came out. So I'm very interested in seeing this. There's Jack O'Connor, Ralph Fiennes. Um, I think Killian Murphy's going to be in this one, not for a huge part, but he'll show up. So I'm excited for that. And then this other movie called The Moment, which is from A24, and it's a mockumentary of uh, like a pop star getting ready to go on their first headline tour. And so it has Charlie XCX, I think Alexander Skarsgård's in it, Rosanna Arquette. So a lot of people, and I don't know, I like A24. I think it could be good. So I'm definitely going to check that out.
Okay. We're going to jump to February. First on my list is Cross Season 2 on Prime
Yeah.
Video. This stars Aldous Hodge as James Patterson's famous homicide detective and forensic uh, psychologist, uh, Alex Cross.
Okay.
Set in DC, he will be chasing a female serial killer this season, and that starts February 11th. On February 15th, the fourth season of Dark Winds returns to AMC. Stars Don McLaren, Kiowa Gordon, and her name is slipping me, Jessica Madden, as
Hmm.
three Navajo tribal police in 1970s Albuquerque. And this season, they are being tracked by a deathly assassin while they're in search to protect a young girl. So,
Okay.
really good show produced by George R. R. Martin and the late Robert Redford.
Oh,
So,
wow. Oh, okay.
it's one of the rare series that has gotten 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes for each season.
Wow.
And then February 27th, after I think almost 2 years, Apple TV's Monarch Legacy of Monsters returns for season two. This is a series that's set in the Godzilla Titans universe, um, where two siblings find out their father, who is believed to be long dead, survives. Um, and this is right as the Titans are set to rise again to sort of like terrorize the world.
Right, right.
It's a great cast. Anna Sawa from Shogun's in it, and then you have Kurt and Wyatt Russell playing the same character in two different time periods. So basically, Kurt plays his Wyatt's playing his dad in the past. So it's very interesting.
Okay. Yeah, it does
Yeah, an
sound good.
official teaser just came out this week highlighting some of the new monsters. And when I tell you Apple has the budget now, like
It's
they only
crazy.
show Godzilla like in passing near the end of the first season, but they got the monsters out this season. So
Oh, wow. Okay. Damn, that sounds good. Okay, for February, I have the 6th, the Winter Olympics kickoff. And while they aren't as known or as popular as the Summer Olympics, I do think they're somewhat a little bit more interesting because they're sports you never see. So
hmm
I'll be checking in to that. The 15th, the second season of Like Water for Chocolate comes out. This is a series on HBO based on the famous novel. There was actually a movie for it in the early 1990s, I believe. But I watched the first season and so now the second season's coming out. I just saw the trailer. I honestly had forgotten about. Saw the trailer maybe I want to say Friday or Saturday of last week, and so I may have to refresh. But yeah, that's the 15th of February, and then season two of Paradise with Sterling K. Brown comes out February 23rd. So, and I was late to this show, and the show was incredible. So I'll definitely be tuned in for this second season and see what pops up.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of good shows coming out,
Yeah, too
which is
many.
crazy. Yeah. As far as movies, February 6th, My Father's Shadow is on my list. I
Okay.
don't know much about it. I just know the actor from Gangs of London is in it. The black guy.
Yeah, I can never pronounce his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he stars
Yeah.
in it. I believe he won an award for the role this past season. I forget. I think it was the LA Critics. I forget which award it won.
Okay.
But I'm interested in that. That's February 6th. Then February 13th, Crime 101 comes out.
Hmm.
This is an Amazon MGM Studios film starring Chris Hemsworth as a high-end thief. And I think he recruits like Halle Berry for his last stakeout. But of course, something goes wrong and he's got to escape the feds, whatnot. It looks pretty good.
Okay.
Heist
Yeah.
thriller. And then the 14th, Valentine's Day, is Pelion, which has gotten a lot of rave. Stars, I forget the British actor's name that's in it, but Alexander Skarsgård portrays sort of like his biker daddy boyfriend that he picks up in a
Well,
bar, and they sort of have this unconventional sexual romance.
well,
Um, I remember seeing the trailer a while back, but I'm interested in that. I don't know if it's going to come to Richmond or not. I probably have to go to Cincinnati or something.
it's something,
But
yeah, to see that. Okay.
yeah, so those are the top three for me in February.
Okay. For me, I only have a couple. The first one, and there's been a lot of talk about this and not really good, but the new Wuthering Heights comes out, and this stars Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie. So yeah, it's by Emerald Fennell, who I believe is a author before anything, but she also did Promising Young Woman, and I think she did Saltburn as well, or she was at least part of it. But either way, um, yeah, so we'll see how that comes out. This period piece has been done time and time again, so we'll
Yeah.
see what spin she puts on it. And then the only other one I had was a film called Dreams that actually came out in 2025, but will be released, I think, in a widespread thing in 2026. And this stars Jessica Chastain, who's like a socialite and kind of falls for an undocumented immigrant. So yeah, so it should be interesting.
Nice, nice. And then in March, still a lot of things to come that far out. We have the Actor Awards on March 1st on Netflix. The Oscars, of course, on the 15th. And in between there, March 4th, the second season of Daredevil Born Again
Oh yeah.
arrives on Disney Plus. The way season one ended, we're expecting this season to actually be a lot more of what folks were expecting. The first time around, we do know that Kristen Ritter will return as Jessica Jones. So we are
Okay.
widening the MCU net to sort of bring those beloved characters back. So looking forward to that.
And that was your March shows.
Yes.
Okay. Um, for me, I have one called Scarpetta, and this stars
Mm.
Nicole Kidman and Jamie Lee Curtis. And I think they're trying to find a serial killer. Yeah, this is what this says. A serial killer improved that his career-making case from 28 years earlier isn't also her undoing. So yeah, they're teamed up to kind of solve this case. And I just seen this literally. I was looking for shows to put in this list, and this one popped up. So I was like, okay, that could be good. That's a good duo there. Not a duo you expect, but I think it
Right,
could
right,
work.
yeah.
And then the second one is another period piece. Surprise, surprise! But this is on PBS Masterpiece. Again, The Count of Monte Cristo. So one that's been done time and time again, but always just to like to see how people put their own spin on it and how they change it up. So I'll be tuning in for that as well.
Okay. And then on the movie front, right now, wait. Oh, yeah. Right now, I just have the new Zazie Beetz film, They Will Kill You. I
Okay.
haven't watched the trailer, but people are saying it's like a mix between Ready or Not in that vein. Um, People are trying to kill her, and she has to kill them first. So, so that's all I got right now for
Oh, okay.
March for
Uh,
movies.
okay, yeah, the only one I have for March is March 6th. The Bride comes out, and this is The Bride of Frankenstein, where Jessie Buckley is the bride. Christian Bale plays Frankenstein's monster. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. And I'm not mistaken, I think it's directed, and this is by Maggie Gyllenhaal, so kind of a
Hmm.
collaborative effort from the two of them. So uh, at this point, I don't think you can go wrong watching anything with Jessie Buckley. She keeps getting, she's incredible. So um,
Right.
I would definitely be tuned in for this.
And those are quarter one previews. Finally, we'll end with our streams of the week. All right. First the shows. I'll start there. I finished Shrinking season 2
Okay.
on Apple TV. Great show. For some reason, I have to binge that series. Like a half
Hmm.
hour comedy. I just
Yeah.
enjoy it better when I can watch it all in one sitting. So season 3 arrives the 28th. But I really enjoy the show. It's the perfect mix of laughter and drama. Um, Harrison Ford is really great in it. I don't know how he didn't win the Emmy, but I guess I need to see the studio. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, great show. And season 3 arrives soon. Over on HBO, we had the first episode of The Pit, which was a calm reintroduction before it ended on a spectacular cliffhanger.
Hmm.
I don't know if you saw it yet, but it was a really good episode. Um, None of a lot of new faces. There was a new actress that's playing a new physician on the show. But really good. That's Thursday nights at 9 p.m. on HBO Max. Sunday, we had the return of Industry season 4, and baby, this season is wild. Like the show's always been sort of off kilter, but they literally said balls to the wall
Yeah.
with this season. The title for episode 1 was PayPal for Bukaki,
Oh, Jesus.
which is insane. But if you follow along with the series, it's about interns at a financial firm in the UK. And we've seen their careers flourish one way or the other in the last 3 seasons. Now we basically have our two protagonists are Harper and Yasmin, and they're both living very different lives. Harper
Yeah.
is sort of working at a totally different company now, and Yasmin has married wealthy, basically a lord in the UK,
Oh, Jesus.
which she's accustomed to. And this season, we have a new company that Yasmin's husband will become a part of. And basically, Harper finds out that some of their organization's functions are nefarious, so they're going to become even more enemies than they were frenemies before.
Yeah.
And I checked out His and Hers on Netflix. This was Tessa Thompson and John Bernthal. It's a limited series about an estranged husband and wife. One's a reporter, one's a police officer who have to solve a murder in their small Georgia town. And it's like the tagline's like there's the truth, there's what they know, what we know, something to that effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sort of like a mystery thriller. I watched the first 2 episodes. It's pretty decent. I think it will work better as a film just because I think there's not enough for a show yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and right after watching The Beast in Me, which did a bit better, this sort of kind of do that cat mouse thing, but it's just not as good to
Yeah.
me. But something that was excellent with Tessa Thompson was Hedda on Prime Video. This is by Nia DaCosta. and it's a reimagining of, I guess, well-known play about a socialite who's married high, and she's just particularly unsatisfied with life.
Right.
And to sort of keep her interest, she's just diabolical in the way she treats people. She's manipulative, greedy, salacious. And Tessa does an excellent job portraying this character. Of course, in this version, Tessa is a black woman, so that compounds the story. You know, a black
Yeah.
female socialite in this period piece who's married with an upward trajectory, but she's not satisfied. And it's also around a party she throws um, with her to sort of like introduce her husband as a new professor or whatever. It's
Yeah.
it's it's really good.
Hmm.
Um, I'd never heard of it before, but definitely check it out if you have the time.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to.
Anything on your list?
Not really. Really haven't gotten back into watching too much TV or movies yet. I'm sure I'll catch the bug here soon, but yeah, nothing so far.
Yeah, I want to try to do one movie a week because I know I'll
Yeah.
be lacking on the movies. And there's just a lot. There's just a lot I want to see.
Yeah.
And even I know I hate doing this, but it'd be the same to go to the movie video. If go to the theater, just like renting a movie for like
Yeah.
$5, just to see it after it's been out in the theaters and whatnot.
No, I agree.
So
Yeah.
that's the goal this year. Um, Thank you for listening to this full episode of a Streamable Life podcast with Brandon and Lauren. For more content, you can follow me on Instagram at Philip_Winslow. There's no vowels in that spelling, so you figure it out. Our next episode will review the 2026 Oscar nominations, which will be announced,
Yes.
and we'll plan our strategy on how to see the Best Picture nominees by the 15th. And go IU. We've got
Yeah.
the college championship this Monday,
Yeah,
MLK Day of
next
all
week.
days. So I know the bars are going to be full.
Absolutely.
It's going to be crazy in Miami. Hopefully, I think we'll be able to get a win. I honestly
Yeah.
do.
I do too. I think Miami's good. They're also playing at home, but the way IU's playing, yeah, it would take a miracle. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they're just. I don't want to say a robot, but it's very a wild, fine oiled machine. The way
yeah.
they execute, like it's
They
just flawless.
and I think not just because I'm an Ohio State fan, but it was pretty obvious they were the best two teams in the country because, or one of them at that time, because it was just 13-10. Now IU's just blowing teams out. To be in the semifinal and win by 30 points, that's insane. Like it's
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah,
So yes, IU's doing great. The Bears are in the playoffs. Hallelujah. Um, Good happy trails to Mike Tomlin, who announced that he was going to step down as the Pittsburgh Steelers
yeah.
coach after 19 seasons,
That's a
which
long time.
very long time, and he has a record that may not ever be broken. He's the only coach to have a winning season each season
Wow,
he was coaching. Like he never had a losing season, which
that is
is
pretty
remarkable. He
cool.
just could never get to
Yeah,
the big game, unfortunately. But that's the way the cookie crumbles.
yeah.
Until then, keep on streaming.
All right, peace.